Adrian, I always felt you never said this directly, but I always felt like you viewed every player in the clubhouse through the lens of, can this guy help me win a championship? And if he can, there was nothing you wouldn't do to help them. And I think Elvis was that guy in large regard that you took under your wing because you knew the potential he had. You knew that the only way for us to achieve the best we could would be for him to be the best version of himself. The other thing I would just say about Ian Kinsler, who you alluded to, is you would like to think all players want to win as much as the next guy, but some guys just hated to lose. Ian Kinsler hated to lose. And I think it's also like the difference between, and this could be a whole nother show, which is just the way that when you go watch winter ball in Latin America and you watch the game played, everyone is having fun. If there's a double play in the second inning, the whole dugout floods the field and they're celebrating it. It's so different when you watch the game at the major league level. I actually think the way you played the game is exactly the way everyone should play the game. We should be celebrating it. It's entertainment. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes I think the guys who grew up in the United States believe in that, kind of act like you've been there and never let the fans know if you just hit the home run to walk off or if you struck out to end the game. And I always believe the opposite. Like, celebrate as much as you possibly can. I thought that Wash did a great job as the manager of the team, where every night he wanted us to win, but also he wanted the other team to know we were enjoying kicking their butts. And that was great. I want to take you into one of the most spectacular games I ever witnessed that you were part of. If you could remember back to October 4th, 2011, you said you joined the Rangers in part because you were hopeful of pursuing a World Series. Well, we were playing in the ALDS in Tampa. We were up 2-1. We had a chance to close them out. We end up winning 4-3, but you played a pretty important part in three of the four runs we scored. What can you tell us about your memories from that game?
I mean, from that game, we knew that obviously we had a mission and we had a great team, and we I never felt as comfortable offensively with any team than that team. It was just we had an unbelievable team. Um, but we know that Tampa was a good sneaky team. They had a good pitching staff, and we were trying to close out that game. Um, our bats were not clicking the way we wanted to in the series yet. But I didn't want to go to the next game because I don't remember who's pitching, but I knew that it was going to be a tough pitching matchup against us. So we wanted to close them out that day. Um, but even the game before, I was feeling good offensively. I was feeling good offensively, so I felt like I need to perform here because I want to go to the next round. Um, and I remember that first at bat, I had a approach how to face that guy. I remember the right-handed guy with a good changeup. I forgot his name at the moment. Um, but I had a plan. Which I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look high. I'm gonna look up. Everything up. I'm gonna swing at because that's what I want. I want to do. And I remember I hit a first at bat home run, and I felt like okay. I think I'm gonna have a good day today. And I
And this was
think Ian
Jeremy
next
Hellickson, just so you know, on the mound.
Hellickson. Thank you, Hellickson. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. And next at bat, um, I hit another home run, and I was feeling good about myself. And the game was really close. I think Ian hit the other home run too. We were back and forth, kind of close game, and I think we were up 3-2 at the moment, and I was facing Moore, the lefty. He was a young kid throwing gas, and I know that he likes his fastball. And again, my mindset was look high and let it fly. And he threw me a high fastball and I connected. And I thought about, man, did I just hit three home runs?
Yes, you
Um,
did.
but it was the atmosphere in our clubhouse in the dugout, man, like running around second base, looking in the dugout, like smelling, like testing a little bit of going to the next round. It was good, man. It was good, and going in and we had a great bullpen, so I expected it for us to close them out and that day. But after the game, we closed them out, and I was glad that I was part of the key moment of moving to the next round because I felt in my heart that we were going to win the whole thing that year. But it didn't turn out that way. But I was happy to be able to contribute at least in that game.
Trying to see where to jump to next, Thaddeus. If there's anywhere that you want to hit.
Well, I mean, Adrian, you said you thought we had a chance to win it that year. I think we all thought we had a chance to win it that year. I don't want to send any of us into therapy here, but maybe just your perspective from being on the field. St. Louis, we're playing in the World Series. We're up 3-2. We in games, we have a chance to close it out. You're on the field when and it's an incredible series. I mean, let's call it like it is. That whole series was just a battle of excellent players. There were so many Hall of Fame caliber players on both those teams. They all showed up. Everyone was having a great series. There were like 4 or 5 guys who were candidates for the MVP of the series. Epic performances all the way around, but we do have a chance to close it out. Take us down to the field level. What was the ninth inning like for you as you were that close to realizing your dream of winning a World Series? We were all that close, but you were actually on the field and had a chance to celebrate with the boys. What was your perspective? Game 6, St. Louis.
But I'll try to summarize a little bit of it because it was so much stuff going through my head at the time, and I want to try to make it short. But um, it got to the moment of the ninth inning. Understanding is we only need three outs with one of the best closer in the big league at the time, Feliz. And in my head is going through like, this is what you came here for. You know, Nothing is going your way right now. Nothing is gonna go pass your way. Any ground ball around me, I'm gonna make the play because I don't want to be the reason why we're not champions. Because I might not get another chance to do this again. Um, because I felt comfortable the whole year with our team. Our team was you guys did a great job putting that team together. Our team was stacked, especially offensively. Um, but at that moment, ninth inning, no outs, playing defense, thinking of okay, just come here, left the lead and just shut it down. And everything start to kind of slow down little by little, and then couple plays pass. We have a situation where um, Freeze coming to hit with men on first. I don't remember who hit a blooper or something. I don't remember who was. Um, but in my mind, I have the meeting that we had as a team in how to pitch Freeze because he had a great uh, series before us against Milwaukee, and it was showing Mike Matters was showing every pitch that he hit was middle away or breaking balls. And I always take information and keep it in my head just in case I need it. I don't get involved in that, but I listen and I have it just in case people ask me for questions. I have it to uh to use it or to actually help my teammate because I was always focused on what can I do to help my teammates. Uh, and when I saw that at bat against Freeze, and I see Napoli calling fastball inside, it's seen Italy going no, f- fastball inside no, and they throw a fastball away, and he just missed it with a good swing. And it's something that I normally don't do is go to the mound and telling a pitcher, which I'm not, how to pitch a player. But at that moment, I understand the situation. So I didn't want to let it go by and then second guess myself. Why did I go and share that information with the pitcher? So we called timeout, and Elvis came with me, and Napoli came up, and I said, and I was really fired up. I don't think I can say what I told him. So I told the Fali at the moment, but I said, listen, uh, we know this guy can hit fastball inside. Don't be a freaking P, and you throw 100 miles per hour for God's sake. Like, punt him in. And Napoli goes, yeah, I'm calling the fastball inside. And and I say, I know, I'm looking at it, I see. And then Natalie said, like, okay, okay. It's like, don't pitch anything away. Don't nothing, no breaking balls. Pound them inside. I'm gonna guard the line, no doubles, pound them inside. Well, you're good, let's go. So I'm in my mind, okay, he got it. Now he understand where we're coming from. And he has a catcher, obviously, that went through the whole lineup, so how to pitch the players. So Napoli goes behind play and calls for fastball inside. And he goes, no. Fastball inside. And he goes, no. And he goes, like, kind of like fastball away, like a question mark type, like afraid of asking. He goes, yeah, it's fastball away. He misses. Then next pitch, fastball inside, no. Fastball away, no. Breaking ball. He followed off. So it's 2-2, and Napoli keeps calling fastball inside. He don't want to call it. So he don't want to throw it. So then he calls fastball away, and that ball and that pitch come middle away, and he made contact. At the time he made contact, it looked like a catchable ball in right field. So for me, it's like a slow motion, seeing the ball and then changing my eye vision to Nelson where he's playing, and then I see that, oh, he have to go back. And watching the ball, watching the wall, seeing Nelson, and I'm in the beginning, I'm like trying to celebrate, and then it comes like, oh, maybe not, and I'm coming down, and it's just like everything is slow motion, and I see him kind of jump, and I'm like waiting to see if the ball goes on the glove, and I see the ball hit the wall and come back this way, and I was in disbelief of what just happened. Um, First of all, because and that's no, I'm not gonna blame anybody because we all are fault, including myself, because I was the type of player that normally check where the outfield plays. And if I think somebody might not be playing in the position where he should be playing, I normally notify the, the coaches and let them know, hey, are you okay with he's playing? And they will let me know yes or no. So I'll let it go and go about my business. But I was so focused on my area about the fact that I expected a pitch inside and I would not let anything go by my third base area that I forgot about checking my teammates if they're playing in the position where they should be. Yes, is on the outfield coach to make sure that he playing where you want him to be playing. And yes, is the obligation of the outfielder to understand the situation where there is a situation where no double and you should be playing more deeper than where you were. So that we are our fault at the time. Uh, it's hard to blame one person, but at the moment it was like, what just happened? Like what just happened? So the ball hit the wall, comes to back to like almost to the infield. Freeze end up hitting triple tie ball game. And I'm like, I can't believe just what just happened. But I'm like, okay, just forget about it. It's tie ball game. We're still in the game. We end up, finish that inning, come back. Uh, he comes freaking Hamilton that was having a tough time on that series, hit a bomb. So I can now we got it. We got it. We got I think with Ollie we're coming to pitch to pitch to close that inning. And I think they tied it again. I don't remember exactly how it happened. But then we got Mark Lowe, which was one of our best reliever that year, facing freeze again. And in the 3-2, you throw him change up away. I'm like, no freaking way. But I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, and you guys probably relate to this. I didn't sleep for about 3 weeks. That was my worst day of my life. It is. It was something that I couldn't come to understand how that happened. I mean, we were a strike away two times from just becoming champions. And it's for me it was, I was like 30 something at the time, and I understood how difficult it was to get there, to be at that moment where all you need is just one good pitch, or even if it's a bad pitch, hit it to someone. That's all we needed. Um, it was devastating, and that I don't know why you brought that up, and I'm about to cry here. But it happens in baseball, and I don't regret other things, but man, I wish I could go back in time and just play that in again, and do a lot of things different.
Adrian, I think you nailed it on so many fronts. The emotions that all of us felt, and I remember that exact feeling of like how hard it, how many things had gone right, how many people had done their jobs well to put us in position. That weekend there, and then for it not to happen, just hey, we still had a great team the next year, but just how hard it is to get back to that point. And even that game 6, 11 innings. I think there was only one inning that runs weren't scored. Right, I think it was the third. Like 8 innings, runs were scored in this epic game, and there's so. I guess my point there is there's so many little that we talk about. The freeze at bats and the ball and right field. There's so many things that could have gone differently, and I look at myself. Koji Uehara, we had taken him off the playoff roster because he had the rough series in Detroit, and he goes on to Boston and has an epic season 2 years later, and is a World Series hero. And I think about that decision. So many things that had gone right, but in that one moment, there were just a million. Any tiny detail goes a different way. History is different, and but I remember that team extremely fondly. It was one of the best times of my life.
Yeah, Adrian, one of the it was so emotional. We cared so deeply. I mean, you said you didn't sleep for 3 weeks. I honestly think for the next 10 years of my life, I don't think a day went by
Mhm.
without me thinking about something about that game that could have gone differently, that would have let us win. I mean, you said Koji Uehara, JD. I'm thinking of ND Chavez, who we had on the roster because he was such a gifted defender. And could he have been in the game? Could he have made the catch? You just don't know. But I think it was such a great team. And I think one of the maybe cruel elements of sports is when you lose the World Series, when you lose the Super Bowl, the NBA championship, you're not viewed as like exalted as being in second place. You're kind of like the first loser. And I remember it was about 5, 6 years later, Michael Young had retired, and I just came up to him and said, I'm just so proud of what you guys accomplished that year. And he kind of said, thank goodness you said that, because I feel like we're all supposed to be ashamed of this. And I sit here and tell you the same thing, Adrian. Like that, I know you said that was one of the worst days of your career, and that probably was one of all of ours that will haunt us. But that was the most enjoyable season I've ever had watching a team play the game of baseball. That you guys were so dynamic. We were so loaded. It was kind of right before we all understood what war was. And the war you guys delivered individually and collectively was just exceptional. The gifts you gave the communities around Arlington, Texas, throughout the state, throughout Rangers territory, those are gifts those people will have shaped their lives for the rest of the time